Hey, what's good, guys? Welcome back to Curlington Stories, and if this is your first time here, welcome to you as well. Today, as usual, we have two very interesting stories, and normally I like to try to stick to a theme for both stories, but both of these just really caught my eye and just found really interesting. The first one is just a crazy story. The second one just made me laugh, and I hope it makes you laugh a little bit too. It's bizarre in its own right, but we'll get to that one when the time comes. So for the time being, let's talk about story number one. So, the gist of it is this young boyfriend has a young girlfriend, and he was driving around probably on his way home, and he got stopped by a police officer. Lo and behold, it's his girlfriend's father, and he writes him a bogus ticket for speeding, which he claims he has dash cam evidence and GPS speed evidence to prove that he was not speeding, and he wants to take this shit to court. But the girlfriend in this picture ain't having it. Like I said, this story's crazy, so let's just get into it. Am I the asshole for taking my girlfriend's dad to court? Made a whole account for this for the first time because my friend said this would make for a good story here. I, 19M, have been dating my girlfriend, 18F, for about a year. A couple weeks ago, I got pulled over while driving home from her place, and just my luck, the officer who pulled me over was her dad. You know, I feel like some people would get a little sigh of relief. In his case, he's like, I'm screwed, aren't I? Although very awkward, he kept it purely professional, said I was speeding, and gave me a ticket. Now, if I was speeding, this would have been perfectly fine, but the problem is I wasn't. I have a dash cam that logs GPS and speed data, and I checked it as soon as I got home. It clearly shows I was going under the speed limit the entire time. I told my girlfriend I'm planning to fight the ticket in court. She's really upset and says it's going to cause a lot of tension with her family. She thinks I should just pay the fine and move on, even if I wasn't speeding. From my point of view, this isn't about her dad personally, it's purely about not wanting any marks against my license. She feels that by taking it to court, I'm basically accusing her dad of either lying or making a serious mistake, and that could put him in a really difficult position professionally and personally. She's worried this is going to cause a rift not just between me and her dad, but possibly between her dad and her as well for being associated with me. I get where she's coming from, and I don't want to disrespect her dad or damage the relationship I've built with him. Honestly, we've always gotten along well. He's a tough guy, but I respect him a lot, and I know he's just doing his job. Now, before we continue, I want to share a story from myself, because there are some genuine concerns that he has here, and I've encountered this myself in a way. I was speeding once upon a time, driving home from a concert venue doing 92 miles an hour in like a 65 or some shit. I was on the expressway at least, but I was definitely going too fast. I think I was actually doing 32 over, so I think it was a 60. And I got pulled over. Cop was super nice, wrote me a ticket, and, you know, with either appear in court or pay the ticket. And I was young too, only like 20 or something, so I had like the 20-year-old license. You don't get like the full license till you're like 25 or something, I don't remember, like whatever age it is, you get like your full license. But before that, you have like the introductory license where, you know, if you have too many mess ups, you'll get your license suspended. They're very strict about that, at least where I'm from. Now, I don't know if that applies to everybody, but it did apply to me. And so I was really concerned about getting any other issues with my driving. And it didn't affect my insurance. I don't think speeding tickets really affect your insurance. It didn't affect mine. At least I don't think it did. It didn't seem like it did. But maybe it did. I don't know. By the way, I was a rideshare driver too, so I ended up getting pulled over again at some point for accidentally running a red light, and I got a ticket for that. Also, it was like 3 in the morning when I ran this red light. There's literally not a single other car on the road, and it was an accident. I stopped in like the middle of the intersections because I was driving my friend's car because my car wasn't working, and I was trying to figure out how to put his car on cruise control, and I'm like pressing all these buttons, and I'm like, fuck, there's the light, and then blah, 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 blah. So I got a ticket for that too. That one I went to court, pled guilty because I had to, because if I just paid the ticket, then I would have basically have gotten an additional set of points on my license and then had my license suspended potentially. So I had to appear. I didn't plead not guilty, I pled guilty, but they just basically dropped it, and I just had to pay court fees. So it is a genuine concern, and I understand the girlfriend here is fucking young, so she doesn't get it, she doesn't see it, but either way, we'll get into more detail about it. But if she thinks that this is going to harm the relationship between him and her dad and her dad, then she's thinking about this in a very, very wrong way, because the dad this is his professional line of work. Nobody should suffer at his mistake or his mishandling of his job. He should be held responsible for that. He is an adult, regardless of this is a family-related situation or not. But again, we'll get into the weeds of that when we're finished. I've never had a ticket before, and I pay for my own car and insurance. So something like this could raise my rates and stick with me, especially being so young. I'm not trying to be difficult, dramatic, or disrespectful, but I just don't think it's right to let something slide that can impact me long term, especially when I have clear evidence that I wasn't speeding. I'm still planning on fighting the ticket. I have the dash cam footage. I know I wasn't speeding, but my girlfriend is incredibly upset. She's been distant ever since I told her, and lately she's barely talking to me. I can tell she's really hurt and stressed about the whole thing. She keeps saying I'm choosing a stupid traffic ticket over her and her family, which is technically true, but that ticket comes with a lot more than just a one-time fine. I don't want to take the blame for something I didn't do, so I've already pled not guilty and have the court hearing scheduled for a few weeks out. I think this is the right move by putting my future first. So my verdict, I think it's obvious. Original poster, not the asshole, obviously. Come on, guys. First off, like I was saying, she really shouldn't be that concerned about how this is going to affect the relationships. If this negatively affects your relationship with your dad, it's not on you, it's on the dad. That means the problem is with the dad, because that would mean that they are aware that they gave this kid a faulty ticket and wanted him to pay it and wanted him to have damage to his license and possibly his insurance. For what? I mean, you would think if they pulled him over, saw it was him, was like, you know what, I'll give you a warning, because even if he was speeding a little bit, it's up to the officer's discretion whether or not they want to give you a ticket or whether or not they want to give you a warning or whatever it is. They have the choice in that. They do not have to give you a ticket for speeding a little bit. And if, like I'm saying, this could have been an equipment malfunction where it said he was driving faster than he was or whatever, a genuine mistake. In which case, you know, obviously he doesn't like the boyfriend or something, or he's trying to do this power move on him, or look at me, I'm the big macho man authority in this situation, son. Sit down right there and let me show you how it's done. Like, it's kind of pathetic. It's given like some Wes Watson alpha male crybaby shit, if that's really what happened. So if this does affect the relationship, the problem is with the dad, not the son, not with the ticket, not with them going to court over it, nothing. He absolutely should go fight this ticket, because there's no fucking way in hell he should have to pay it if he was not speeding and he didn't break any laws. That is just unjust. And as a police officer, you take an oath to uphold the Constitution. You take an oath to serve civilians. This is not serving civilians, making them pay a faulty ticket for what? Like abuse of power? That's not exactly honoring your oath, is it? That's very disingenuous. And the girlfriend, I mean, these people are young, so you don't expect them to be fully mature. Their frontal lobe is still developing. And so you can't be completely mad at her either. I can see her concern. I could see the concern of like, my boyfriend's taking my dad to court, which isn't exactly what's happening. He's not taking him to court. He's just appearing, like, if anything, the dad is taking your boyfriend to court, actually, because he gave him the option of pay the ticket or fight the ticket, right? It's like, he gave him the option of go to court, don't go to court. You know, so if anything, technically the dad is taking the son to court. So you should take that up with him once again. Now, unless the dad's like, okay, well, I'm going to pay for your insurance and pay for your car, then you absolutely should go fight this, because you should not have this financial burden, this responsibility for something you did not do wrong. And it's sad that your girlfriend can't see this. She's not mature enough yet, which is unfortunate, but you can't expect that much greater from somebody of this age. I know some of you are probably looking at me and like, what do you mean someone of this age? How old are you? I'm 26 going on 27, okay? Anyway, let's move on to this other story. Like I said, it's not really that similar to this one, but it's interesting. It's about a gender reveal, and it's about somebody being a little bit petty. So a family relative here was tasked with doing, you know, they were the gender bearer, and they were to bake a cake. They're a baker, and the cake is supposed to be the color for the gender, pink or blue. And they were supposed to receive some sort of email from a doctor or something like that telling them what the gender is, and it never came, even though they put out many efforts to get it. And they told the mother, the soon-to-be mother, that, hey, I'm not getting the message, like, help me out here. And they're like, oh, don't worry, it's handled, it'll get there. You know, they didn't really take it too seriously. honestly. And then when the big day came, all hell broke loose. Let's get into it. I, 23 male, bake as a hobby, and I'm actually pretty good at it. I get paid under the table for weddings and baby showers, kind of good. My sister is pregnant and wanted me to make the cake for the gender reveal. Cool, no problem. I asked her to send me the info so I could prep the inside classic pink or blue filling. She says, oh no, I want to be surprised too. Just make it neutral for the reveal and we'll all find out together. So you want a gender reveal cake with no gender revealed? She says she'll have someone email the info to me later. That someone never did. Deadline comes and I still have no gender. So I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside, just full on cement vibes. I even add a little fondue clouds for effect. It still tasted great, but visually, grim as hell. The reveal day comes, they cut into it, and my sister looks pissed. Her husband is confused. People start murmuring. Then she pulls me aside like, why would you make it gray? That's so passive aggressive. Calmly remind her that no one told me the gender. I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full improv on someone's baby cake. Now my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family and that I should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes? So, am I the asshole for making the most neutral reveal cake in history? Now there's an edit here. I actually did follow up, asked for a couple days before the reveal if the info had been sent. And she just said something like, yeah, someone's gonna take care of it. I figured it was handled. I didn't want to pester her since she seemed chill about it at the time. Yeah, this guy's a donkey. Let's just put it that way. I mean, yeah, you got a point in that you did not get the gender, so what were you supposed to do? But I also agree with, I think it was like the mother or something, who was like, you should have tried harder. What they meant by like, yeah, like pester the person, make sure you get it. Like they probably asked, it seemed like they asked like a couple times, like, they didn't tell me. And then when they told the sister, she's like, oh, they're gonna handle it. Was because she has faith in the person sending you that email, because they're supposed to do it. And then you just bugger off and decide, okay, well, I'll just to make it gray because I haven't received it yet. Like that's kind of fucked up. That's petty as hell. Like, you know that that wasn't gonna look good and you didn't care. You did not care. You clearly didn't care about the gender reveal. Even though you were tasked with this, you should have embodied this task and made it your own and made it something important to you, but you didn't. You were just like, whatever. You know, they didn't handle, you know, their part of it. And yes, the sister should have been more proactive too. Maybe contacted the person that was supposed to do it. I'm like, hey, can you please make sure that my brother gets the name? And like, you try to call them, get in contact with them, see what the fuck is going on. Be proactive, be on top of it. But, you know, they had faith in this person doing what they were supposed to, and they had faith in her goddamn brother doing what he was supposed to. And it all fell through because, for some reason, not a single person in this situation was responsible. And it was extremely petty to go down the route that he did. He still could have made it a little bit more colorful. Maybe made it red on the inside, maybe made it purple. Purple because I don't fucking know, and purple is the combination of blue and red, which isn't blue and pink, but close enough. I guess if you do like blue and pink, you might get like lavender purple or something. So you know what, fuck it, do lavender and be like, I'm sorry, like, and explain the situation. And she'd probably be more understanding. Like, I didn't get the gender, I'm sorry, I tried my best, I did what I could. You know, but even then, before that, you should let her know. You should let her know before the big reveal, like, you don't know what it is. And try to get that shit sorted. Now, I actually have another personal sort of relation to this, because my wife was once a gender bearer, much recently, very, very recently, for one of her best friends. And so she was tasked with receiving the gender and then revealing it through like confetti and like smoke and stuff. And the thing is, the friend actually is the one that sent over the information. She didn't see what the gender is. She had the document, but she didn't see it because it was like fairly hidden within the document, I believe. So she didn't actually see it herself, but she did send it to my wife. And, you know, my wife and I did exactly what we were supposed to do. Now, we struggled to get the exact things that she was looking for, you know. Like, we ordered on Amazon, it was supposed to be here like a day early, and then it ended up being like, oh, it's gonna be like a day late, but then it was like, it arrived in the morning, and we went out and we bought alternatives, like, to make sure we had something that had the right gender and that we would be prepared. Because you imagine, well, we ordered it and it didn't arrive on time because Amazon said, fuck you. Like, and then we just showed up with nothing. Like, no, we made the effort to make sure that no matter what, that gender was going to be revealed. And that's the sort of responsibility that you were expected to take on, and you just decided to be a piece of shit. Like, that's crazy to me, dude. Come on, do better. Like, do you not love your sister? Do you not love your future niece or nephew that's on the way? It's sad, truly. There's just no reason to screw them over when you don't have to, and to not communicate. That's what this all is. It's like, not a single person here knew how to communicate properly, and it's just dumb. It's dumb. They're acting like 13-year-olds that don't know how to talk to girls. Like, what is going on here? Instead of talking to them, you just hit them in the head with like a wiffle bat or whatever the hell those things are called. But no, this is not the behavior of what should be adults, and it is just disappointing to see. Extremely disappointing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below, and if you did enjoy this video, please, please, please hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time.